Yes, hello, Wagwan. Shalom. Salam alaikum. Now, so the alleged big news in boxing is Triple G, Gennady Golovkin, Genyarovich Golovkin, I think is the full name, is fighting Canelo, full name Sal Alvarez. um, it's September the 17th, which is kind of soon. I mean, I'll give Canelo this, right? For a big name fighter, he does, he does fight quite regularly. A lot of these days, I mean, a lot of the big fighters fight about once every 9 months or something. So I'll give him that. The main issue, I've looked around at the Zone and Matchroom and various Twitters. I can't find. There's a date, September the 17th. Yeah. Obviously, there's no venue yet. That's okay. That can get worked out. However, what weight are they fighting at, and what titles are they fighting for? Now, I would assume, right, it would be 168 pounds. Golovkin would be going up to 168. That's, he's a career-long middleweight, but I've had a payday. I guess he'll take the rise. So that's what you'd assume. So it'd be for Canelo's belts. However, it's quite weird. So if you look at Eddie Hearns' Instagram, yeah. So this is what I could find. The trilogy for the Undisputed World Championship is on. Yeah? The trilogy for the Undisputed World Championship is on. What does that mean? Listen, you got to look at the words. You got to read between the lines. The Undisputed World Championship. Which one? The middleweight? Or does that imply the super middleweight? I mean, obviously, you could say, Golovkin's not undisputed middleweight because there's Charlo, but he's got like two of the main titles, and he's got the IBO. They could, with bluster, they could pretend that there's undisputed. But obviously, Canelo's not going to go down to 160 pounds, yeah, especially straight down from 175 recently. That's no way. Okay, so you would assume, it's got to be for the 168. But, however, if you go and look at Canelo's, what's it called? If you go and look at Canelo's Instagram, it goes, I'm really happy to bring you the best fights, yeah, and this one will be no exception. It's time to end what we started and defend our titles. So, what? Hang on. So if Golovkin's going up to 168, he's not defending his titles. He said our titles, right? So what's happening here, man? Well, are they going to do something dodgy? They're going to have probably a super WBC title championship, the Undisputed pound for pound championship, or some nonsense. Yeah, and maybe make it a catchweight, maybe to make it a 164. Yeah, I still don't think Canelo would be happy to get down there. So maybe they'll fight at, I don't know, some kind of catchweight or at 168, but they'll include Golovkin's middleweight titles. He's not actually WBC champion, he's WBA, but still, they'll find some way. You remember when, what's his face? Sugar Ray Leonard, yeah? So he boxed for two titles at two different weights on the same night. He's Donny Lalonde. This is back in 89 or something. Yeah? He won the super middleweight title, which I think was vacant. It was quite a new title at the time, super middleweight. And he fought for Donny Lalonde's light heavyweight title at 168 pounds, right? So it's been done before, yeah. And there's even more money these days. You could deny that. You could argue the boxing is even more corrupt, yeah. So, the wording. I mean, obviously they haven't made it clear. None of them got Hearns, Matchroom, DAZN, whatever. They've not made it clear. Nor is Triple G, nor is Canelo what weight it'll be at. But they've made a couple of hints. Yeah, the main one being Canelo's one, to defend our titles. Our titles. So we both be defending titles. Yeah? So it leads me to think, are they going to pull something funny? Yeah, and I believe the insinuation is yes. I just don't believe that Canelo is willing to drop below 168. So, I don't know if it's possible to. I mean, at least with Leonard's, when he won the light heavyweight title at 168, you could say, well, you could say at least 168 is within the light heavyweight limit, yeah. Whereas if they fought at 168 with the 160-pound title at stake, 168 is not within the middleweight limit. I know that's, you could say that's splitting hairs, but that's how you would argue it. You couldn't really realistically argue, we're going to fight for Golovkin's 160-pound titles at 168 pounds. That wouldn't make a lot of sense. But boxing doesn't make a lot of sense, and they'll pull any old trick when it comes to money. I mean, I'm not that excited about this fight, to be honest, because, Golovkin, he was looking old against Murata. Actually, early on, I was like, oh, wow, is he going to get busted up? Now, Golovkin's very tough, clean living, extremely experienced and hard-hitting, but, he's in his 40s now, man. Yeah, Canelo's at his peak, despite the Bivol setback, there was a lot of size given away to Bivol, and Bivol's a good fighter as well. And Bivol's in his prime too, or at least approaching it. Whereas Triple G, everyone gets shot eventually, man. People forget, like guys like Marvin Hagler retired at 32, which is a great time to retire because he had all his marbles. Unfortunately, he passed away recently, but people used to regard guys in their 30s as past it, but things are different now with PEDs and supplements and all and nutrition. So, but it's clear that it's impossible not to decline when you get to the age of 40. I just Canelo have that natural size in this fight. It won't be even sized. I did think Murata gave Triple G a hard fight, so I'm not particularly excited. But that's another stupidity of boxing, right? Yeah. What's the main point? The main question now this fight's been announced. What weight for what titles? It's all about contracts, man. Yeah. Again, like usual, those are the main points of excitement of interest at the moment, not who's going to win. And we need to know what weight it'd be at before we can decide realistically who we think is going to win. I think Golovkin is 3-1 underdog, which is, I think that's very reasonable, because he's a warrior. But we need to really know what weight this is going to be at before we can make a decision on any betting or any prediction. Peace.